We actually have an additional video on there now.
Yeah.
It's Brandon's video. Because I accidentally put it on when I went live. I went live on ours.
Oh, did
not
you?
The other one, I was like, well, I'm like 10 minutes in. I'm not switching it now.
Oh, okay.
All right, you good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. This is going to be like the least amount of time.
How so?
Like from the beginning of the YouTube video to us starting.
Oh, probably.
Under,
definitely.
Like under
yeah.
30 seconds.
I thought it would have been going already.
No.
Like that whole time that we were.
No.
I thought it was.
No, I just started it now. Welcome back. Round 11.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Our 4 cents.
I didn't really watch the tournament this week.
I tried. I tried to watch some, but I didn't really. I was more concerned with just like checking scores. I didn't really watch as much. Actually, the rain delay helped me.
It hurt me. That was like the one. Like I'd been away this weekend.
Yeah.
So when I got home and finally sat down, it started to rain. I was like, oh well, I'm just gonna go out and play 9 holes.
Fair enough.
And then by the time I turned it back on, it was over. So I just kind of missed out. You're gonna have to do some of the heavy lifting on the front here.
Okay, if I must.
Yeah.
So let's go to our picks real quick. Scotty Scheffler, he did all right.
Yeah.
Him and Hideki, I think they were. I think Scott had a day on Sunday.
Yeah.
But you went for your Texas pick, and that was
It didn't prevail.
no, it didn't. And Doogie Howser Catlin, 5 under. He missed the cut.
He was towards the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, but he definitely missed the cut.
Right.
And there was a point where I thought he was going to make the cut, and he was playing pretty well. And I also didn't realize at the time how low the scores were going to get.
25 is a hell of a score.
Yeah, you just have to keep firing at the hole.
Yeah.
It's a nonstop. But he did not play as poorly as Shane Pierce.
Oh yeah, your pick.
He was 2 off the worst score.
That's pretty solid.
I mean, my formula on that's pretty solid.
Yeah. Your formula was
A PGA professional type player.
yeah.
Basically not someone
He
who's
had all
been
the
on-
criteria.
Yeah, he was right up there. I mean, and I saw him he was teeing off on like 15, and he was 2 off. I was like, I've never wanted to see someone hit the ball in a bunker or water so bad in my life. I was like, just so I could talk some shit on like starting off this and be like,
Yeah, completely meaningless to it when it comes down to it.
No, I know. And the Keith Mitchell effect isn't real because Bo shot 1 under and totally missed the cut. So thanks a lot, Bo.
Yeah,
you ruined that.
Ruined that. Yeah, so we had fun for about 12 hours.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that's over.
Yeah, as soon as he teed off on 1 on Thursday, I was like, well, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And then Sammy Sideburns had the lead 54 holes.
So is he going to be this like one of these new kids that shows up on the front page of the leaderboard all the time?
I hope so.
Yeah, because it's been a couple months since we've had that. Like Scotty Scheffler got on the scene.
Yep.
It seemed like every other week or every 3 or 4 weeks, there's a new young buck that wants to show up to the party. It was happening with Colin Morikawa. It's happening with, the original ones were Jordan Spieth and Daniel Berger, Justin Thomas all came up at the same time.
Right.
And now we've had this situation where all these young guys have, these little spurts of surprisingly good rounds when you've never heard of their name before. And suddenly...
I think that's golf, though. I think you could just get hot.
Yeah.
And
but it's weird that there's such a trend of younger guys making that kind of stuff happen.
I think they're being not born into it, but they're preparing younger for these types of events.
Sure.
To be in that spotlight. And it was actually kind of goes to the question of like how you play better when you're younger or how you get to a point where you could perform in front of people.
Right.
And so, like, I coach junior league teams, and these kids, it's like Little League for golf. You travel around, you play other
Okay, so the parents go around, and they're following the...
Right, and so usually there's like 15 to 20 people per group.
Oh, yeah?
So there's 2 kids on each team.
Yes, you have a lot of eyes on that ball.
Every swing. And you're like 8 to 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
So, like, these kids are just walking up to the ball, and, like, they don't think about it. Like, when was the last time you had 15 people watch you hit a golf ball?
Yeah, it's like in like a
your
Like
3-day.
the 3-day tournament. Yeah, that's the only time that there's a group of people.
Yeah, like that's 3 days out of your season
Right.
that you have a significant amount of people. Like when you go on like 5 and 6
Correct.
at the canoe
exactly.
club, and
Yeah.
maybe 9.
Or at 1 as well. Like
one,
when you're
like that little stretch, like
original.
1's tee box, 9's green, 6 tee box, 5 green.
Yeah, that first shot on Friday, I always have nerves.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's a tee box that I've stood on hundreds of times before.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm nervous like crazy. And it's because I grew up not having people watching
Yeah,
me take a shot.
And these kids are literally having, at 8 years old, like 15 to 20 people watch them play 9 holes.
It's a really good point, yeah. And it's so
And
it
so if
becomes
you're
mundane to
starting,
them.
yeah, exactly. And so like even me, like I generally know I'm gonna hit the ball pretty well, but if I'm on the first tee box and
Yeah.
there's like a couple people around, I'm
you
like,
get into your
man,
head.
I
don't
and this
wanna
is
shank
like,
one.
yeah, this isn't even playing in a tournament. I'm just talking about just going out and playing.
Right. Well, in most tournaments, like I'll play in a handful of tournaments each year, but it's just your group and your opponent that are watching you, which is the same as always. It's when you have these crowds of people.
Yeah.
That if you're in these junior leagues that you're talking about,
mean,
and there's 15, 20 people watching you, that's a great way to prepare for later on.
Yeah, it's a good.
If you
it's a good
plan on
start.
getting into it, and at that age, those kids don't know what they want to do with.
Yeah,
But it's
most of them won't.
Yeah, and
They-
it's certainly a good way to start things off, though.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point for them to just, even if they're just gonna compete, not even compete, just to play golf in forever. Like
Right.
if they just want to play golf until they're 80 years old, you're gonna get in front of people at some point in time,
Right.
and they just don't care.
Yeah, and like just in front of strangers, or like say you're playing through, like that's one of those situations.
Yeah.
You're playing through, and
Yeah.
there's like just these 4 old guys, or a group that you don't know, and all you want to do is get out of there without any, big mistakes, and like
Yep.
look like an idiot.
Yeah,
So it's that's funny.
yeah, and I think that's a good, of like you were saying, why the kids so young, they just like come up and you're like, why is this kid like Willie Z,
Yeah,
like he's kind of came out of nowhere. It's like he was still prepared. He was still used to being in front of people and used to competing at a high level.
Right.
Now it's just on tour.
yeah. It really surprises me the amount of calmness that these guys have under these situations.
Yeah.
But it's probably has a lot to do with what you've been talking about here. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, some of these guys this past year had no crowds,
That's
and
also true.
that's one way to ease you into it.
Yeah.
With say that there are cameras, of course,
yeah.
but you don't have those huge crowds. So now that that's starting to come back,
Yeah, because there's nerves from playing. Oh, I'm in the PGA Championship. Like, yeah, there's some nerves.
right? But
Even if
Sammy
there's
Sideburns has a victory now.
Yeah.
So when these groups are showing up, and he won in front of crowds too, so
correct.
he's not going to be overwhelmed by that at all.
And then, but the big winner actually was KH Lee.
Oh yeah,
his first win.
Yeah, congrats to Kyung Hoo Lee. Is it Hoon Lee? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his name.
Which is cool.
I don't know much about him. There's a lot of names on that front page that I was not familiar with.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get better though, by doing this and just seeing.
Right.
Because I think it forces us to pay at least like a little bit more. I mean, I pay way more attention to this than I used to.
Yeah,
It's like just random. I just pick, because we're picking random people,
right.
so I think it's fun.
It is fun, but there was a time where I was in multiple fantasy golf leagues, and I was watching so much golf that I could tell who a player was just by, a shot of them standing over their ball from 20 feet behind. Just
Well,
like
that's
you can
good.
see the posture, or like, what kind of sponsors they had on their hat or their sleeve. It's like, oh well, that's this person. I can't quite do that now, but it's.
We'll get back into it.
We're getting back into it. But who the hell is Seamus Powers? Like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Good for him. Though.
Some Irish guy getting up to the top 10. Like,
Yeah.
never heard of him.
Yeah. I don't.
Will we see him in the PGA next week? Like performing well? Who knows?
Yeah. I know who definitely did not perform well is. Where's the trophy? Oh no, there's the trophy.
Oh, there we go.
Get the trophy up there. It was a tie. So, actually, one of the people that I said we shouldn't have picked,
Yeah.
we should have picked him. Strafacci.
Okay,
He was-
I was bummed to see Kevin Stadler on there.
Yeah, I was too actually, and I don't know that Lira's guy. There's too many of them.
Right.
There was a 3-way tie for that one, and then but Strafacci was one of the Walker Cup.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so
Yeah.
he was coming off of that, and we were
Yeah, so he maybe he went out and partied a little bit.
maybe he did. Yeah, there's always one in the group.
Yeah, and then the weekend was DJ Trahan
Trahan.
and Austin Cook.
I think I had Trahan on a team one time back
One
in the
season.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
But yeah,
I-
it's Kevin Stadler. He's the son of Craig Stadler, a Masters winner. So
it's not good.
I like seeing Kevin Stadler out there.
Yeah.
So, but he'll get it back next weekend if.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't even think he'll be in the PGA Championship.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at the list, so I'm going in completely blind of who
Okay.
I'm picking.
I haven't looked at who's playing, but anyone who we're going to pick is going to be in the field.
Yeah,
So
we're
we
gonna
don't-
we're
we don't
gonna
have to
will them in.
Yeah, we don't have to concern ourselves with that.
Oh, and so I think the most lasso-y part of the golf course at Craig Ranch
Oh yeah,
was 14, 15, and 16. It was a stretch of a lasso, and it's not difficult because that course did not play difficult.
there was no part that had a difficult stretch because
Yeah.
they were just scoring everywhere.
Yeah, there was it was. I mean, besides going some outrageous big loop of 10-hole stretch or something, I was like, I'm
Yes.
going 14, 15, and 16. It's on the back nine,
Yeah.
and I think one of them was the drivable par 4.
Okay.
I believe that may have been 14, which makes it a fun hole. But those, they were saying those holes are playing so far under par. I was like, this isn't even this doesn't
Yeah.
deserve the lasso.
Craig's Ranch.
It got ripped apart.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some of that was the
There's
on Sunday they purposely made it easier.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Because
they
of the
set
rain
it up
coming in?
pretty easy. They're
Yeah.
easy pins, tees up, go play fast.
Yeah.
Get this in,
Yeah.
which they did. It worked out pretty well. Because once they came back, they only had a couple holes left.
Right. I was concerned that they were going to be finishing up today.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that when there was a delay and it kept going.
I thought it would have been fun if we had it on. while
Yeah,
we
I
were
know. I
talking
was thinking about that. I was like, all right, well, we're gonna find out who wins. Hopefully, here in the next couple
Yeah,
minutes.
that would have been nice. Maybe we'll get one of those.
Yeah, a
soon
nice
enough.
Monday finish.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet. Actually, I'd be totally down with that.
I would too. So I don't have much more on the Byron Nelson though. If you want to move on to the turn.
Yeah, I'm okay with the turn.
All right.
Bring it in.
Bring it on in.
Let's go for it. We're at the turn.
So we have some questions. We have some.
yeah, good mix.
I did want to bring up the reason that I didn't watch the tournament this
Yeah,
this
go
week
for
is
it.
well, I went down to SEPA. You know how we're NEPA
Yeah.
Regents, and I went down to Southeast Pennsylvania. No one calls it SEPA down there, by the way. NEPA is such a weird thing to do. No one says SEPA in that area.
And well, I think our the big thing is that the PA
Yeah.
adds so many options for adding other things onto it, like PennDOT.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
PennDOT sounds so good. It's not for Virginia, it's like Penva or North Carolina.
No, the DOT is Department of Transportation.
Yeah, but PennDOT, or whatever the hell I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, NC dot, VADOT.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Well, because it's not PA like PA though. It's
Yeah,
Penn.
PennDOT. But
Yeah.
still, the Pennsylvania or the NEPA, SEPA, WEPA.
Yeah. It can be fun. Well, it kind of surprises me that there is no SEPA down there because NEPA it's just fun. Maybe it's just because of our strange way of speaking.
Yeah.
But I played a couple really nice courses down there. One of which was from the 1800s, Westchester Country Club.
Sweet.
It's just a 9-hole course, but it's
It's only 9.
yeah. So you play twice, and they have different tee boxes. And
You
that
just
kind of
love the 9-hole courses.
That's what I was born into. So that one's really cool. It actually has a building on the course still that is just rubble, really, but it acts as a barrier between a tee box and a green, and it's a dwelling from 1736.
Phew,
It's insane.
that's so long ago.
Yeah, and it's just been bashed by enough golf balls over the centuries that it's collapsing, but it's pretty cool. And the other course I played was Broad Run, which is formerly known as Tattersall, and this was a Reese Jones design.
Yeah.
So
It's a
I
good
mean,
one.
he's done places like Bethpage Black and Torrey Pines, which will be hosting the U.S. Open this year.
So he's
Monterey
made
Peninsula.
he's
got
made a
some,
couple.
He's made some like notable ones.
Yeah.
And I've played this course over a dozen times from living down there. But it was so nice to be back because it is one of the most beautiful courses I've been able to
That's cool.
play. Yeah.
It's good to get away.
Yeah, and some nice shots too. Beat some people. Like I when I played at Westchester Country Club, I played with 3 members.
Mm-hmm.
2 of which had probably played it hundreds of times. I just beat the piss out of these guys. I was catching breaks.
Yeah. Was it a long course?
No, it's not daunting like that, but
It's not a par 3, like it's not canoe club.
it's it's a pars 35.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
like I kept it in the 30s. I shot at 39 with the double on the card.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
And like for not knowing the greens at all, they were kind of difficult at times.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I had 6 birdie putts, all makeable, and I didn't
Yeah.
make a single one. But that's
Really, not one.
not one. Yeah.
Did you have any birdies all weekend?
Oh well, I did. I had one at Broad Run,
Okay.
and I had one yesterday too. I started off with bird at the canoe club yesterday, which was kind of sweet, and then ended up shooting 32.
Yeah. What's that? 2 over?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So I'm afraid that I'm in one of my good streaks right now, and there's a slump just right around the corner.
I'm on a heater.
Yeah.
Just don't
they,
stop.
They do not last long. You get that mid-May form,
Mm-hmm.
and then by June,
Yeah.
you're just like shanking balls and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah. You know, something I really enjoyed though was how the Westchester Country Club is like a fancy place. So a bag kid cleaned my clubs, and I haven't cleaned my clubs since like the beginning of the season. And when I played yesterday, right after they had gotten clean, I could feel the difference in the weight. Like I'm on my backswing, like at the top of my swing, and then coming back down, I'm saying to myself, "Wow, that feels lighter."
That's like nothing. No resistance.
Right,
This is great.
just from the compact dirt and sod that I have caked into them.
Yeah.
So I got a kick out of that, and then actually played well. So maybe I'll continue to keep my clubs clean this year.
Probably a good idea.
Probably a good idea. Yeah. And in other news, Zach broke his finger,
Yeah.
so he's off the course for about 6 weeks or so, perhaps.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Damn you, Wojo.
Yeah.
He's a good dog, but he's got to think about chasing cats, and
Yep. He's not a fan.
yeah, took care of Zach's pinky.
Took me out.
Yeah.
All right. So shout out to Vicky, my mom.
Oh, happy birthday! Yeah.
And her question was, what are your thoughts on the Super League?
Oh, I'm not a big fan of the idea, to be honest.
Neither am I.
Like,
I like.
how will the viewing experience be any different than what it is now?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know what they're gonna do that makes it different.
Yeah, I mean, I also haven't read that much into this, so I don't know they're just trying to get some of the big stars and paying them bigger purses.
Yeah, and I think
to get them over there, right?
Yeah, essentially, it's just a money thing.
Yeah.
If someone's going after money, yeah, fuck yeah. But they also have to have enough big names show up. Otherwise, people are gonna be like, I don't care.
Right.
Like, I'd rather watch the European tour than watch your stupid ass league.
Yeah, exactly. I see it folding just the way that the soccer Super League
Yeah.
happened over
Or
there
even
here.
like things like XFL, like those
Right.
other when there's like a competition to other types of leagues. And I think Rory said something important. He was like, he's going after records. These
Yeah, a
people are
lot of-
going after PGA Tour records. Like they don't care about the money. They have enough of it.
Right.
They want the records and want the recognition. They want their name in the history books of golf.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
Rory
that-
wants his major in he
Augusta.
doesn't hold one, right?
He wants Augusta.
Yeah. That's the only major that he doesn't have, right?
He might not have a couple. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But like Brooks wants majors. That's all he cares about.
Actually, Rory won the Masters. What am I thinking?
Rory?
Didn't he?
No.
I can see him in a green jacket. Is that just like a Mandela effect?
I think so.
Holy shit, that's wild.
Yeah.
I can picture it.
But DJ, Bryson, like as much as they care about winning events, but like they care about winning majors.
Yeah, and so I mean, a lot of them
Tiger?
have enough money too that they don't.
Yeah, especially now. Like Ricky hasn't won in forever, and he still has a lot of money.
He's still doing fine, yeah, because you see him in ads all the time.
But he still wants to win PGA Tour events.
Right.
I mean, I think someone like Phil, it might be a good option if he just like gives up on. Well, he's leads into the U.S. Open that he's now playing in.
Oh yeah, we're not breaking news to anyone, but
No.
yeah, he has accepted an exemption to. Which I mean, come on, it's Torrey Pines. I I think we knew that he was going to accept an exemption if he didn't play his way in.
And I when your brother broke the news to us, because I think Gary sent it out.
Yeah, he did.
He sent out the text, and I was like, "Oh, Phil probably bet on himself."
Oh right, yeah.
I was like, "He probably just said he's not going to take it for months and months and months, and then it brings the odds in his favor."
Yeah, but that's clearly collusion. There's no way you'd be able to get away with that. Like,
Why not?
because you can affect the outcome of the bet. I think any smart bookie would say, I'm not taking this.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be Phil necessarily. That's
You can have like an assistant or someone. Yeah.
100%. When the odds get real good, it'd be like, all right, now's the time.
Because didn't he put money on Tiger or something like that when they did the match? So either way, he would walk out with 4.5 mil when it was like the $9 million purse or something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
I think he bet.
It's good hedging.
Yeah. So either way, he was going to come out with,
A shitload of money.
Yeah,
Good job, Phil.
yeah,
Phil the gambler.
That's using your noodle.
Phil the gambler, baby. He knows what's up. All right, the next question from Soam. He's got a couple today.
Yeah. We're playing a day game, by the way,
Yeah.
everyone.
It's only 1 o'clock.
A businessman special.
That's right. A little lunchtime, a little lunch break.
Yeah. I already had lunch.
I didn't. All right, when do you tell someone in front of you that they're playing too slow? Do you?
Yeah. Well, oh God.
I don't know if you ever say it.
You use body language to do it.
You got to do the hand out on the club
Hands on hips.
and the hand on the hip
Or
and lean on it. You're
There's
like,
that.
let's go.
There's the
Fucking move it.
the kind of like a W, almost like you have your hands out with elbows bent. You're essentially asking someone, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, with the dub.
Without saying anything. Yeah.
I think the other one is you have to. It's like a fine line of playing a certain hole quickly, so you almost catch them on the tee box.
Oh right, yeah.
Like if it's a par 3, and then they get to the par 4, and you like as soon as they're off the green, you hit on the green, you drive
you
up.
want to stick it within 6 feet or so if you really want to play it quick.
Yeah,
Is the issue.
but you could like mosey on through, and then you're just like basically on the
On their
tee box
asses.
with them,
Right.
and you're like, no, not gonna let me play through. Like really? I don't know if I've probably said it to some people at some point in time. I've been like, yo, or I'll just skip a hole.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to
Pass
skip because I don't really care about the score as much or like the round. I'm just like playing just to play.
Sure. The immature player will play into that group.
Yes.
And
That's what you don't
That
wanna
is a
do.
very ill-advised thing to do because
Yeah.
it's dangerous when
Yeah.
it comes down to it. And I think people realize that and they just say, "Well, there's no way it's going to hit him."
Right.
And there's
What are the chances?
there's that classic Mitch Hedberg joke. He's like, I wasn't very good at golf, but I did hit a guy once. I should have yelled 4, but I was too busy muttering, "There ain't no way it's going to hit him." So if that's the way you look into going into it, like, oh well, it probably won't hit him, but I'll just move them along. That's not the right idea.
No, and it's probably gonna piss them off. And if you
Yeah,
hit
I
into
mean,
me,
like,
I'm
you'll
not
hit it-
playing
You'll
faster.
hit it back into
Yeah, and I'm not playing any faster.
right.
Or I'll just be like, "Thanks for the golf ball, dickhead."
Yeah.
Like my golf ball now, sucker.
Yeah, it's like you don't see many fights on golf courses, but that is how they start.
Yeah,
When you see those,
and I think people playing slow in general.
yeah, or just people that have like got to find better ways to relax. Then like golf can be relaxing, but if you're getting into fights on the course, you're in the wrong game.
Yeah, you're missing the point.
Yeah, try crocheting.
Yeah, or croquet.
Oh, it's
It's
just
an outdoor sport.
It is, but it could lead to more bashing.
That's
like,
true. You're
yeah.
still
It could be the same
wielding
thing. Yeah, you're
wielding a heavy stick.
right. You got that mallet.
All right. So what about what's a course you could play over and over again?
That one that I mentioned, Broad Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't $100 a round,
Well, that
then I
doesn't
would be
help.
doing that more often.
Yeah, that's why you gotta win the lottery.
Which is, yeah, I also want to bring up not a sponsor to the show, but a little shout out to Penn Street Mortgage
Oh.
because that's who set up the outing. That's who I played with on.
Oh, okay.
And these guys don't even use advertising. They do all their business by word of mouth. They're that good.
Well, there you go.
And
We're-
do want to give a shout out there. And for my lodging, I should mention Wi-Fi Integrators for Innovation. That's a hell of a company too. Also, not exactly an advertisement because they didn't pay us, but I do want to give them a shout out because they do good work. And if you're trying to, install Wi-Fi for your company, you know where to go. Wi-Fi. I don't actually.
Some Wi-Fi thing.
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi Integrators for Innovation. So
That's a mouthful.
the acronym is Wi-Fi. That's
good.
yeah, right.
I didn't even pick up on that, but I give them props for that alone.
That's when I first realized, I was like, hey, that's a pretty good move right there.
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
You're
But moving on to golf though,
yeah.
because that's
So your course was Broad Run.
to play a course over and over again. I mean, that's the views are so beautiful, and they keep the course nice. Except they punch the greens probably within a week before we just played, but they're usually nice.
You got to do it though.
Right.
You got to punch them.
It's necessary, but it was late though, because they're also a couple weeks ahead of us. in
Yeah,
terms
I was
of
gonna
weather.
say because we didn't do ours
That's
yet.
a late punch.
Are they big? Or are they the little ones?
Oh, they're large.
Oh, they're the big ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are rough.
Yeah.
The
We're playing Plinko, like.
Yeah. No, I know. mine's a Country Club of Scranton.
It's such a nice course.
It's so good. We just got number 11 in the state of PA by Golf Digest.
Go get out of here.
First time on any Golf Digest thing, I think.
Yeah. Number 11 in the
state.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. That should move up though.
Yeah, when you got likes of Marion and Oakmont.
Yeah. Most of the ones ahead of us have hosted US Opens.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, you're in good company there.
Yeah. And I think the other thing with, if you play a decent golf course, I grew up on Chemaquan, which is Rock Creek now.
Yeah.
And, when you think of that golf course, it's best.
It's got some cool aspects to it, but
Yeah.
it's
And
not,
I'm talking strictly front nine, not the back nine, because that's just weird.
It's weird.
It's a weird nine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on a fucking cliff.
Right, it is.
And it's just dumb. But the front nine, I grew up there, and the greens aren't that good, and they never were.
Right.
I mean, there's some cool holes. The first hole's got water, and you got to land your approach shot or land your tee shot on a little area, hit over water for your second, and then the second hole is this monstrous downhill part 3, which is carry over water.
Sure.
And then after that, you're hitting driver or whatever. It's kind of basic it's semi-basic after that. But it was not on a very nice golf course. But I played that for a decade, straight.
Right.
It was one of the only courses I played. And I was just after that, when you play even a decent course, you're well, that was fun. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And so when I was at school, people
Makes
were
you appreciate the other ones.
right, I appreciate certain golf courses, so it's extremely unlikely that I would ever complain about the conditions of a golf course.
Yeah.
Because I grew up on pretty poor conditions, even on a good day.
Oh yeah. Well,
Even it was a treat for me to go to the canoe club. You know, I was oh my god, I get to go to the canoe club.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
yeah.
And I'm that's okay.
Yeah.
In all honesty, when you, usually it's in good shape.
Yeah, they keep it in good shape, but there's no water on it. There's the hazards, but it does look really pretty at times too. But you're not hitting driver, you're not using your whole bag.
No,
That's for sure. You can go out there with 3 sticks and
have a perfectly good day.
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna have a grand old time.
Yeah.
But I just think that was interesting. Of it was a part of his other question, how I approach golf courses, and I don't know if I approach a golf course any differently. It's just that I appreciate them. When I play Country Club of Scranton, I'm this is awesome.
There's some that stick out there. It's noticeable how well they are designed, and sometimes it's just oh well, this is what fit. we were able to fit this in here, you know?
Yeah, and there's even some like nicer courses that I've played. I think from playing some better courses, and this wasn't a bad course. I don't even remember the name of it though, because I was so annoyed by the back nine. I was like, this is such a gimmicky back nine. I was like, they clearly just didn't know where to put stuff.
Yeah,
So you'll catch on to things like that,
sure.
which I get. But if you're like a high end, like a well renowned golf course, and you have like 6 holes like that, and you're like, man, it's not that nice. I'm like,
Right.
eh. But I won't talk shit on the actual golf course because I'm
Yeah.
like, that was fun. Like, they're still cool.
Right. Yes, I've played many that are known to be good courses and that kind of stuff. But I leave thinking, oh, that was kind of boring, or like, there was every hole looked like another hole on the course. Like nothing was nothing unique about it in certain
Right.
ways. So
Yeah, I think that's fair.
and that's you're gonna find that not everything can stand out.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. And I think the other cool thing with golf is like the weather changes, the wind is which
Pin placements.
Yeah, like
tee
pin place-
boxes.
Yeah, like it's
Your
always
opponents.
yeah,
Like, yeah. Like
who you're just like hanging out with that day, and so I thought this quote was good. It was like, no man ever steps into the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man.
that is a good.
Yeah, and I just thought that was like how you could approach golf in general. It was like, yeah, it's not the same golf course.
Yeah.
Like the grass grew a bunch from the last time you were here, and it's been cut a bunch, and it's different.
Right.
Like it's like an ever-changing sport.
Yeah, that's one thing I was reading about the Ocean course for the PGA
yeah.
coming up, and there's a lot like just what you were talking about there came into play when they when they played the 91 Ryder Cup at this place, and also
the War on the Shore.
2012 it hosted I think the U.S. Open, or maybe it was the PGA actually, and Rory won it back then.
Okay.
Yeah, they were talking about how on the practice days, they're hitting 7 or 8 iron when you got the wind on your back, and all of a sudden the same shot is you're hitting 3 or 4.
Yeah.
There's a significant
good.
difference,
Yeah, and it is.
And I'll get further into that when we get to
We'll skip
the
that.
back, yeah.
All right. And then I'll go. Oh, I think we got. Do you want to do one more question? 2 more?
Yeah, we can squeeze one more in.
All right. So it's kind of like a bunch together. Like, what got you into golf?
So I would just say family, I think, because I'm the youngest of 3 kids. My dad's been an avid golfer. My mom golfed for, years before I came around too. So our whole family's into it.
Yeah.
And just hitting like plastic balls in the backyard, and just you realize how much fun it is and how difficult it becomes too. And like there's a sense of accomplishment when you get better and better. You get your first birdie, and like you break a certain score for the first time, and you beat your brother or something like that. That's kind of the competition, I think, is what got me into it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. And what about like because you're an only child, so
Yeah. Both my parents played.
yeah,
They still play.
right.
I think I just played a lot as a kid, and I don't really know. It's kind of funny. Like, I don't really know because it was something I just did. It
Right.
wasn't like, oh, I'm really into golf.
Yeah, you would think that you would have to be really into it, become a pro.
Yeah, you would
would think.
think.
Yeah, but there's-
no, I didn't.
Outliers again, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I would just get dropped off at Chemaquan. Like my dad would drop me off at like 6:30, 7 in the morning
Right.
at Chemaquan, and I would play until like 2:33, something like that. My aunt would come pick me up.
Yeah.
But like I would just go walk that front nine at Chemaquan for hours.
Right. Well, see, that's one of the things about golf too. Is just like it's nice just walking around courses.
Yeah. And I just think it's funny. Like I never was like, oh, I'm gonna get really good at this.
Yeah.
And not in that point. I was just doing it, and so like I naturally was gonna get better at it.
Right. So
I
you
still
you
wasn't
didn't
even,
even
like-
have an end game.
No,
Like,
it
you
wasn't. I wasn't even like trying to like compete.
Right.
Like I competed a little bit around high school age, like in some junior events and stuff, but I never. Like I think I was way more into baseball
Okay.
at the time, and just like golf was just something I did.
Yeah.
And I think that just continued and was like, I practiced a little bit more in high school, and then like I practiced a lot more when I was like 25-ish.
Yeah.
So it was late when I like really actually would say I got into golf.
Yeah, the people who are going at the highest level are putting in crazy hours way before that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it was just like I could like hang out with my friends, and I think I'm fortunate is that like my group of friends all kind of got into it enough that we would just do it regularly enough in
Yeah.
the summer.
Uh-huh.
Like it wasn't all the time, but it was like, all right, yeah,
It'd
we'll
be
go
a
to-
good day for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was pretty much the same way, just once or twice a week.
yeah. So what kept you in golf? Same, just like that competitive.
Oh and camaraderie and that kind of stuff, like with friendships and with family, and also like, that chasing the dragon of like that, getting that elusive hole in one, or like an eagle, and trying to get that score lower and lower and lower, and like just it becomes a competition with yourself, which I mean every golfer knows that, and that's probably what kept me in there. And it's just it's a great pastime. Spending time outdoors, you can do it in many ways. You can be really serious and competitive about it, but then you can just fuck around and have like some beers on the course with your friends and make a fun day out of it. So there's a spectrum of style of golf that you can look for, and I like utilizing as much as you can.
So the last one I think is obviously directed at me. So what has kept me from playing?
Yeah, because I haven't stopped.
Yeah. So I just broke my pinky, so there's an excuse. But
Yeah, that question was probably asked before we even broke it.
yeah, it was. Because I actually haven't played since August of 2019.
Yeah, see that boggles my mind a little bit.
Um,
Well, we did play on the simulator,
yeah, it's true. If you
but
want to count
that's different. Yeah.
that. And I think this is weird for people to hear someone at my level. So I don't really tell a lot lot of people. So now I'm telling.
Well, you're telling the whole world.
Yeah,
now.
everyone.
You're telling about 8 listeners.
Yeah. I wonder what we're up to. I
I
don't know.
wondered too. Yeah.
I think we hit like.
Hey, son, Sweden.
Yeah. And what was the? Oh, in German.
Guten Tag for the Germans.
Guten Tag. But
We need some Aussies, is what we need.
yeah, I really think
That's when we really know we've made it. We've gotten to Australia.
that would be great. Actually, I'm gonna put some Australian hashtags
Oh, we should, yeah.
and just
Not
hope-
not offensive ones like shrimp on the bobby or
no
that
no
kind
no.
of stuff. Like,
I'm literally just gonna hashtag like Australia. Everyone there looks every day.
yeah, right.
It's weird because like I don't know if like I don't remember points. Like there's points obviously like playing a round of golf with people that I was like, "Oh, that was enjoyable."
Right.
But I think I was like so obsessive about getting good or like I didn't like it when I sucked.
Right. So you allowed it to affect your mood.
Yeah. And
Like
I think
post round.
yeah, like I didn't like when I sucked, so I obsessively got better. And so like you said, my quality of life was just so strictly based on how I played.
Yeah.
And like I just had too much of my identity wrapped up in it, and like I still do. So like I don't know if I could go out and play 9 holes and suck and then not be on the range for like 4 hours just being like, "Oh, I got to fix this." You know what I mean? Like cuz I know I could.
Right.
And I know I was like at a certain level for a period of time,
Sure. Yeah.
which wasn't even that great. Like that's a stupid thing. It was like I wasn't, it's not like I was on TV.
right. Yeah.
Like who gives a shit?
Well, I can understand it at the same time, but I have a bad round. I don't let it get me too down. Like I can still have dinner.
Right. And I would, but I would just be like,
Everything would taste
probably,
bitter.
Yeah, right. I'd be down here, like slow-mo video in my swing or something. Like,
Oh, right. See, I would just, I
Just
would
move on.
move along. Yeah.
yeah. And I think that was part of it being a quote, PGA, being a PGA member now is like,
Right.
I have my own set of standards and like, oh, you're a PGA professional, like you should be good, and it's like, or I'll just not golf
Yeah.
because
Just
like
right. That's
I'm good, like
Yeah.
I'll pass
what would you expect to shoot? Like, say you went out and played the old course
right now,
or the South. So yeah.
like today.
Yeah. Right.
Right now, under 80.
Yeah.
Still, like right now.
Yeah. I would think so.
I could still shoot under 80.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty confident I could shoot under 80.
Right.
Which
But,
is like
but not scratch.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I've shot like even par there like once or twice.
It's a tough course.
Right. And I would have to be, and you know what's funny is like if I played in like the lowest tournament round there I've had was like 74, which was awesome. Like
Yeah.
pretty tough day. Like green speeds were up, like all that.
Yeah.
And to think that I could not play for that long and just walk out there and be like, yeah, 79. If I shot a 79, I'd be like, all right, cool.
Right. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'll live with that. Moving on. All right.
Yeah.
But I think if it was like, you know, if it starts with an 8, then I'm like, motherfucker.
You're just like turning the cart around and you're
Yeah.
like it's back in the barn. And
Yeah. No, I'm like, I'm going to the range. I'll see you in 5
I'll
hours.
see you in 5 years.
Yeah, right. So I think that's what's tough for me is like I want to enjoy it,
Yeah.
but like I remember playing in high school and I was terrible.
Yeah. And you would get furious over it.
I was real mad.
Yeah.
And I think there was a point where right after I passed my PAT that I literally just stopped keeping score again because I didn't keep score, and then I was like, oh, I have to keep score for the PAT, so I need to know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't have a gauge right now, and I don't know what's like the worst part of my game. So then, like as soon as I passed the PAT, I was like, oh, good, I don't have to keep score again.
Yeah.
And then like now in the position I'm in, like when I would play in an event, it's like, oh, I have to keep score again. Like I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to care.
Right, but even if you don't write it down, you know where you are.
I know. That's the worst
yeah.
part.
Yeah, you
But
can't,
there'd be
you
some-
can't fake it. You know where you sit,
Yeah.
even if you don't write it down.
Yeah, it's just a different mental approach, and I'm working on it to get back to that point.
Yeah.
I got an extra 6 weeks now with a broken finger, so
Go.
I'm in no. And the funny thing was, I was like really, really close to being like, oh, I'm just gonna
You're
go
gonna
play.
go out, yeah.
I'm just gonna go play these 4 holes, and I'll be
cool.
back.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like
It could have happened this week.
yeah, like literally this week, I was like, I think I'm gonna go actually like try and play a couple holes,
Oh, that sucks.
and now I'm gonna
so
wait.
close. So
yeah,
close.
I was almost there.
Yeah.
What other ones did he have? I forget. Oh, so he had this other little piece here. He said he's been playing better now, which is actually kind of funny. He's playing better now than when he was younger, or like in a competitive. Like he was on the golf team with me.
This is Sohn?
Saw him, yeah.
Oh, good to hear.
And
Keep playing well.
he was on the Golf Channel amateur tour, which we both did. Like that was like the
Sohn was?
Yeah, we both did it. It was just like you could go.
I don't think we ever played together when we were young. How good is he?
He's probably mid
Like
80s.
single digit handicap?
He's close.
Okay.
He just started playing more
Okay.
recently.
Yeah, because I'm right around mid 80s is where I usually put myself. I would like to get to a single digit, but I would probably put myself around 11 or so, or 12.
Makes sense. Yeah, he'd probably be close to that.
I think that I would, but
So he's like, what, obviously he's playing better now than when he was being competitive, which is funny because that was kind of what we were just talking about.
right.
But what characteristics do you think allows a player to get to the tour level? Like there's a huge mental portion. Like, can anyone ever achieve success like early Tiger? I mean, there's a lot in there. Like even with Tiger's ups and downs, like
Yeah.
um,
Well, it seems like younger people putt better because there's
Well,
less stress and like that kind of stuff.
well, and I was talking about the PGA Junior League,
yeah.
like how that changes being around people,
Right, right.
watching you. Like we talked about that. What was the? I was like, I think your swing coach is awesome because that's me. That helps, but I was just kind of joking around about that. But I think there's no pressure to perform
At what?
on his level now.
Oh, sure. Yeah. There's
Like,
no
at his level
pressure
now.
Yeah, having no pressure is big.
Yeah, you're just like.
Or
you just-
sometimes I don't know. Some people probably thrive on pressure though as well.
Yeah.
So it's like
I think that's what gets you to the tour level. Like you have to be good under pressure.
Yeah.
You have to understand the emotions that are there when you are under pressure and how you react to it. Like sitting with a 54-hole lead,
Right.
Going
See,
into
that's-
a Sunday.
That's the kind of stuff I don't like.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't wanna be- I don't wanna
I don't
have
fucking-
that-
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah. I don't want to have any part of it really.
Yeah. And he was like, well, what are some of the factors? And I was like, obviously practicing is a huge part of it. Like swing mechanics are a huge part of it. And
Probably the most important.
yeah, and there's obviously this like massive mental side. But I was like, and this is probably a good thought for anyone, is just you should probably care more about how you're practicing and not about the actual performance.
Right.
Like all the work you did practicing, that's where it's going to show up.
Right.
And then if you don't perform well, blame the practice. Don't blame the round.
Yeah.
Like the practice was what you fucked up.
Yeah. Well,
Or you didn't do it, or you didn't do enough of it.
Blame the conditions. That's
Worst case scenario.
That's the beauty of an amateur. You could always just fall back on blaming the conditions. Oh, it was a shitty lie.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a
wind.
There was a noise in my backswing. It's always good to just have an excuse in your back pocket. That's
wasn't
my
that
advice.
Gus from the gods.
Yeah.
I think that was a tin cup.
Oh yeah, he used that excuse.
Gus from the gods.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once you put that peg in the ground on the first tee, you aren't fixing shit. You had to do that beforehand.
Right.
Like you're not all of a sudden going to be a scratch golfer.
There are breaks though. Sometimes you catch bad breaks,
100%.
and sometimes you catch good breaks. So
yeah. But I think like make notes throughout the round if you really care. If you're going to like spend enough time golfing, like make notes. Oh, like yeah, I've been pulling all my tee shots left. Okay, like then go practice that. Like you're not gonna like trying to fix it on the golf course is stupid. Like it just means that
it doesn't fix itself.
You're not gonna. All that means to me is you didn't practice enough and you weren't ready.
Yeah.
For that round of golf.
Oh man, you'd be a brutal coach.
Yeah, I am. I'm not. I don't mess around.
He's not sugarcoating anything. He's gonna make you feel bad.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get better too.
Yeah.
So. It has to
But I found another good quote. It said, "Be impatient with action, but patient with results." So like the action, like be impatient with the practice. Like the action is the practice, and then be patient with the results of like your round.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen. You're not going to drop 4 strokes all of a sudden. No. You have to be patient because it's a slow moving train.
Yeah, and I remember like I took a lesson a couple years ago, and I knew what I had to work on, and I'd bring my iPad and I would set it up and I'd videotape. Like I'd hit 3 balls, I'd videotape,
them,
and I'd watch them. And I was like, oh, I have to do more of that thing that I need to fix, and like that's how I switched it. And it took me months, because then I was like, okay, when I get under pressure, I want that to be my default.
Right.
I don't want to be under pressure and be like, well, I'm going to go back to my
How am I
normal.
going to figure this out? Like,
Or I want to go back to my old swing.
Oh, oof.
Because that's what a lot of people do is they get under pressure and they're like, oh, this is comfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's their default.
Yeah.
You have to do it enough that your default is the right thing. Is like the right, quote unquote, like the right mechanics, quote unquote.
Yeah. Takes a lot of work.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That was my list of shit.
Should we move to the turn? Or, I mean, the back?
Yeah. We can go to the back. It's all you, brother.
Well, we got a big one this week.
I
We're
know.
We're previewing our second major of the season.
Which is cool. We made it to 2.
Yeah. We're going to get 4 in for sure, I'd say.
A full season's worth?
I think so.
I can't wait to do one that we've already done.
Oh, yeah.
We like almost review our last year's.
Yeah. I mean, if we do 52 of these things. Well, you know what? We're going to have a break in after the season, I would imagine.
Like December-ish.
Oh, baby, that's going to be nice.
Take a break. Have a little eggnog.
Yeah. But
That shit's gross.
I've never had it.
I think I had it once, and I was like, well, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Never again.
And maybe I've tried it and said, I don't need this in my life. Because you got hot chocolate in that.
That and caviar.
And milk. Just give me some milk.
Yeah, I don't need all this other weirdness.
Yeah. But the PGA Championship is going to be down in
Kiowa.
Kiowa Island at the Ocean Course. And that is, South Carolina? About 30 miles southeast of Charleston, I believe. This is...
Secha.
Secha. That's what they call it down there. Oh, it's awesome. This is a daunting course. Plays one of the hardest you're going to find, is what I was reading.
I love the location. I mean, it is.
It's beautiful, for one thing. It's on the ocean. It's got 10 oceanside holes, which is the most in North America.
Which is so good.
Yeah. And
I mean, I was looking at it, and I mean, it's like one of those where...
It's a Pete Dye
Yeah.
Pete Dye and Alice Dye. They did it together, I believe.
Yeah.
What were you looking at?
Oh, just the map of it.
The map. Okay.
And I mean, it's so cool. I mean, it is on the ocean.
Right.
I mean, you could get.
And there's no housing around it because there's environmental restrictions for that. So,
So
the Dyes were able to just do whatever they wanted with it, and they did a beautiful job. It's very tough. They were saying it's one of the most diabolical courses in his arsenal.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. I can't take credit for that. I read that.
That's okay. It's still good.
It's pretty good actually. For how bad it is, it's awesome.
That's good.
Now Rory won this on this course back in 2012. He won by 8 strokes, which is a reason that he might be a good pick coming off of a recent Wells Fargo win.
Yeah, which he's also won there.
Yes.
Like we were saying, like that was his third at Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Quail.
At Quail Hollow, that's right, yeah. So it's also a very long course. This is like over 7,800
Yeah, that's
yards.
long.
It will be the longest major ever.
Really?
Formerly held by Aaron Hills, yeah. This one will come in as the longest major.
I wonder how firm they're
So
going to
that's why
play
I might want. Well, it's the grass is a little sticky.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Like even with them being firm, they'll still grab your ball, the greens. There's some really good stories about this course too. It was the host of the '91 Ryder Cup,
Yeah.
and it hadn't even been built before they gave it to the Ryder Cup. So
That's a lot of faith in an architect.
Right, especially when they had hurricanes go through that area that delayed construction.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, so like a year leading up to it, it wasn't even completed.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then they got that. So there's been some, pretty serious tournaments there. I picture the winner being like 3 under maybe. It's going to play that hard. And they said there's no prevailing winds, like so you can't expect a certain win in a certain area. Like it's always adjusting. Like as I was saying, you could be hitting 8 iron one day and then 3 iron the next day on the same box.
And you might even do that from group to group.
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, if it switches just a little bit, I mean, that could throw them off.
Yeah.
Do you think, I wonder, I mean, it's probably going to be, I feel like it's going to be a Bombers course.
I think it's going to be. So I'm, in fact, as much as this pains me to do, here we go. It's happening. I'm picking Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, no shit. Let's go.
I'm picking Bryson for this one. And
All right.
I hadn't even decided that before coming here. Like, I basically made this decision now. Just now.
I was going to bring up something about Bryson, but I was like, all right.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything.
No.
Well, actually, he had a good tournament 2 weeks ago. He was in the top 10 there at Wells Fargo. But, we were focused on Rory. And, Bryson he's such a good putter. We've talked about his game so many times. And it might be the obvious choice to go with him because of the length of it. But fuck it. I'm going with him. I don't know if you've made your decision yet.
No. I think I might go, he always plays well in PGA championships. I might go JT.
Yeah.
And I haven't
So we're picking
switching
each other.
Yeah, right. That's perfect.
Wow.
And I was thinking
It took
about
us 11 episodes.
Yeah,
So
right.
actually,
We're just going to swap.
Right. Oh, that is so funny.
I wish I knew who else was playing in the PGA Championship because I think definitely the PGA. The PGA has a bunch more PGA pros
Yeah.
that qualify.
Right.
Because there's a whole qualifying series, and then they allow, I don't remember, like 5 to 10 PGA pros into this event. So there's like a year-long qualifying for them.
And then every year there's one of them who, is interesting enough to follow. But
Yeah, but I meant for the worst. I meant for the worst score.
Yeah, right.
It's tough. There's too many options. There's too many people that fit the exact mold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was like, shit. I don't know, and honestly, I didn't even look.
We didn't even look it up, so
I don't care.
yeah. And plus, it's not nice predicting a worse player.
I know, and I was.
It's not nice giving them a joke trophy either.
I know. We didn't really talk about them this week because I didn't really want to.
Who's that?
Just the worst score people.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I didn't really do enough research on them. I was just so annoyed that Shane didn't get it.
He was so close.
He was so close.
That would have been
That and the whole Keith Mitchell effect being out the window.
Yeah, exactly. That's been ruined. Yeah.
But we have hope because Man, I don't even know if DJ Trahan and Austin Cook are going to play next week. So I don't even know if they.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they have a chance to help out the Keith Mitchell effect.
Yeah. I didn't even look at the field. I just looked at the course.
That hurts it even more
Right.
if they don't even have the option of playing.
Right.
So, yeah, I got to figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've done enough with our picks for the winners. That was
Yeah,
surprising enough there.
I don't know. You know what another good one might be? I don't know if he has the length for 78 though.
John Rahm.
No, I was going Spieth.
Oh, the length. Yeah.
Like I don't know if that. I mean, it's not like he's a short hitter.
Right. No one is on tour.
Yeah, I mean, some of them, like they're probably
Like
averaging.
Stuart Sink might not have a good showing in this one because his age might show on the longest major to be played.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's a major.
Yeah, and I'm pumped to watch that. I think it's going to be like visually, it's going to be fun to watch, especially if they get difficult conditions.
Oh,
Who knows? We can have a winner in positive, like on the plus side.
Yeah, I mean they could
On the
probably
unhappy side of par.
Yeah. I mean they could turn it up and make the greens difficult and
Right, which they might not. They said in 2012, the rain really helped. It actually scored easier because of the rain.
yeah,
Like usually you think, oh, it's raining, it's going to be more difficult, but
not for those guys.
not for those guys. Yeah, it's like so mainly wind.
Fire at pins.
Like the winds, shifting winds are going to be what makes this difficult, and
Well,
that's what I want to see.
And I don't know how long because there was all that rain down in Texas. Obviously, there was this suspension of play.
Right.
So I wonder if that will just mosey on east.
I don't know.
Maybe
weather
not.
patterns
Maybe not
work.
with the rain, but at least maybe bring some winds around.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it takes to get from.
I don't think it just goes directly east though. It usually goes
Kinda like-
east and north.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But still, it could bring some stuff and swirl it around and all that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not an encyclopedia, and I'm not a meteorologist either. So.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right, so we've officially swapped.
I can't believe that.
swapped players for Kiowa.
That's funny. So we'll see. how it
Well,
goes.
we have good picks.
Kiowa, it's fun to say.
Kiowa.
There's a lot going on for this course. I'm actually more excited for this PGA Championship than I have in many years, if ever. Somebody's gonna be hoisting that Wanamaker.
Hell yeah!
You know.
All right. Anything else?
I don't know. I'm just I got nothing more.
All right.
Yeah.
Public service announcement time. Move over and slow down,
Yeah,
please.
You guys know the
You know the drill.
drill.
If you can't move over, drop to 20 below the speed limit and turn on your hazard lights. Basically, if you see something happening on the side of the road, move over and slow down. And if you can't get over, slow way the fuck down. It'll be a whole 5 seconds of your life going real slow through an area where something's going on. Wherever you're in such a rush to get isn't as important as someone's life. Thank you.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah. Do better.
Yeah, do better for real.
Yeah. Make it so we don't have to make this announcement.